So we're back in the beginner series, and we're still on our quest to unlock the Hyperion scope. So I want to move to a different area, and firstly, before we do that, I want to rest and change the time, because need zone times are really important to understand in this game, and I'm going to do a more in-depth explanation of need zones at some point. But basically, animals have sort of a schedule. They spend a couple hours in each need zone every day, and it basically rotates around. So I know black-tailed deer, they drink from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. So we are going to make it about 5:15. And we'll head over to this lake, because I happen to know it's a good spot for them to be drinking. We actually have a decent whitetail buck there. So I wish I could see him a little better. Now I can. A little far back, but I think that ended up maybe being lungs and liver. So it's just about trying to kill as many animals as we can. So stopping for stuff like that, absolutely a good idea. Even our first gold, I think, of the beginner series. Not a very even looking one. And yeah, just got enough of the lung there. But you can see just how insanely powerful the Mosin is. And as I mentioned last time, we do want to inspect all these things for the extra experience we get. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend taking a shot at this range, but I want to show you a pretty useful thing. So when you start out, you don't have a rangefinder, but you can still figure out how far animals are from you. So when you spot an animal, this little icon appears on the map, and you can actually use the very bottom right there. It tells me that's 230-ish meters away. So my understanding is that rifles are zeroed for 150 when you don't have the zeroing perk. So I want to aim a little high there. And that should probably be pretty good. I felt like that should have dropped in about where I wanted it. Yeah, perfectly into the right lung, and that was 230.5, and I said it was like 231. So the map's pretty reliable for range. So would I recommend shooting that far? Not necessarily, but just to show you that it's a pretty useful thing to do. But I said need zone times are important, and we came here during blacktail drink time. You can see there are blacktail pretty much everywhere, and even a whitetail running through there, but I'll leave her go since she's kind of on the move. So I think bucks give better cash. So we'll probably scoot over here and try to take one of those out. And then I'm going to explain something else that's pretty useful about need zones. So I think that guy's actually the most broadside. And that should be just fine. So there's a really easy way to check. Like as he's sort of running away, I think I did see him go down. But there's a thing called hunting pressure, and that is this kind of purplish circle. And basically, it forms exactly around where it was shot. So the very center of the circle is where the deer was shot. So he was standing about there, he ran to about there. So all these deer are still hanging out. And I said, we want to shoot as many animals as we can. I think, okay, thought I used the wrong gun. That sounded kind of different, but that's an extra little bit of cash and weapon score towards the scope fund. But all of these guys are just coming back to where they were, and that is the thing I wanted to mention about zones. Animals will just return to them a couple of minutes at most after they've been spooked. As long as the zone's still active, as long as it's still the proper time. And like I said, 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. for blacktail, so we have plenty of time. Now, there's another important thing about zones, and that is that you can basically have too much pressure and animals will stay away from it. Now, we have the max that we want here. 4 animals shot in one area will delete the zone, and I'm going to show you that that happens. But normally you don't want to shoot more than 3, and technically the zone's not deleted, they'll just kind of move it, but you don't really want to do that. So first, we'll claim the 3 deer that we shot. I don't know exactly where the third one went, but I know he went down because the hunting pressure was there. That's a pretty wacky looking guy. Weird antlers, gotta level up on that as well. And I don't even know where I shot the other one, but we'll be able to find some blood somewhere around here. So actually, before we track the third one, I want to show you this. So here is the drink zone they were using, and obviously it's inside of this pink circle, which is the hunting pressure, which gets brighter as you add more pressure. So I'm just going to scoot out here. We'll take her down. And now we look, no visible zones. So they're going to end up moving. They'll probably be somewhere still along this lake, but animals are less likely to come into calls when there's a lot of hunting pressure. Like, generally, you don't want to have that tier 4, but just to show you that that's a thing. And, I mean, to be quite honest, maybe it's not a horrible idea early on trying to kill as many animals as you can for the cash and XP and weapon score, but for the sake of zones, I wouldn't recommend it. Now, I did find this guy's blood, and actually, I hit him kind of poorly. I think it might have been a vertebrae shot again. Now, interestingly, that actually added the zone back. I don't know if that's new. It didn't used to do that. Usually the zone wouldn't pop up until you've cleared pressure. I'll have to check into that more, but maybe it's even more okay to do than it used to be. But regardless of zones working how I thought they did or not, that was a vertebrae shot again. So if you're wondering why I have getting the new scope prioritized so high, that would be why. But we should be getting pretty close. We also have a level up, but I can check where our weapon score's at. We're at 567, we need to get to 900, so a few more harvests, and we have a skill point to spend. And we'll do this, because this is going to give us gender on tracks, which, you know, if you'd rather hunt bucks, bulls, whatever, that's going to be nice for that, so we can see this is a doe track, because it's got the pink gender icon on this. But, yeah, bucks do give higher cash and stuff, as I said. That's a reason as well. By the way, I know this might seem weird, but shooting small game with a rifle is almost just as good to gain weapon score. It is going to be a little lower, and I'll show you why. We'll just take out that little rabbit right there. So the specific reason we're going to get less weapon score for this is because we lost integrity. So it's the same as earlier with the blacktail. I don't remember if that was the last video or the beginning of this one. But we lost weapon score because we had 0% quick kill. This time we lose weapon score because we have 0% integrity, but it still gives something. I mean, when the rabbits or ducks are there, you might as well take them out. But actually, that is starting to get quite a lot of hunting pressure around this lake, so I think we're going to move on. And another quick little tip, roads like this that just kind of end for no reason, a lot of times that's an outpost. I happen to know there is definitely an outpost there. So we're going to go up there, we're going to claim that, we're probably going to buy a little more ammo for our Mosin. And then likely we'll check this little lake, which used to be a good spot. I don't know if it still is. We'll find out. I think we're probably going to get a level up here, because I did get a small buck and a rabbit on my way up. And then the outpost is 100 XP as well. So we'll get that, and I think that'll be enough. Yeah, I think that's going to just get us there. And it did, so that'll be another perk point. And let's see, breath control, or I think steady hands is better. I noticed, especially when I was trying to take those longer shots, it's very wobbly compared to like what I'm used to at level 60s, so I think I'll take that. But finally we're up here, and it does seem it's at least kind of still a good spot, and I think we actually need 4 more harvests to get our weapon score to where we can afford the Hyperion scope, so if we can get all 4 of these, that should be good. Or, you know what? That's pretty broadside. We'll get a bonus one. They shouldn't hear that. Yeah, they're plenty far enough away. So that's one, and I can hear... Is there a rabbit hopping around? I don't even know with our current weapon score if getting a bonus rabbit would help. But, I mean, it's here. So you probably saw I just took the scope off really quick. On PC, that's just mouse wheel click. I know you can do it on console. I don't remember exactly how, but it's a little more involved. But we got that, and that's got us to 823. So yeah, 2 more harvests actually will do it. Now, how far are those? Yeah, we're under 200 already, so I'll scoot in. We'll hopefully get 2 of those guys. Normally I would go for a coyote because predators give really high cash amounts, but because we need the weapon score and because these guys are here for us, we'll ignore the coyote for now. Okay, so that one's pretty broadside. I think we'll go ahead and take him. And if I had another bullet, I would have tried to get the other one too, but of course I didn't reload after shooting the rabbit, so we'll have to wait like before for them to come back. Actually, I don't know where you came from, but I need you for purposes. I think I shot too high again, though. Really need that Hyperion scope. Yeah, she's still running around. Hopefully vertebrae and she'll go down. We'll pay attention to hunting pressure and see though. Oh, yep, she did die, so we should be good. Another really odd looking buck, but weapon score is still the same. We are gonna lose some because we lost quick kill, but I think we'll have just enough. It's gonna be close. Apparently that was medium bleed rate, so I don't know why. It was still vertebrae, but 38 weapon score will be, I think, enough. See if that actually unlocks up there at the top after the cash and XP things go by. There it is. We got the Hyperion 4-8 unlocked, so we'll just fast travel back here. And I did save enough money. I knew it was 12,000, so I've been pretty purposely not buying too much ammo till we have that. Because, as I said, I think it is pretty important to have a decent scope, so never using that again. Taking the Hyperion and putting it on all of the 2 rifles we have. We'll get to try out the 30-06, which we've had since last time and haven't used it. I looked and it was actually past 9, and as I've been saying, Blacktail stopped drinking at 9, so that really wasn't going to help us, but the 30-06 will really do some serious damage to bears, and it is ethical for the integrity bonus, so I want to do a thing where she'll stand up. What? Okay, I have literally no idea where the first round went. I can't imagine that should have missed, but it certainly seemed to. But you can see, at least when you hit the bear, even single lungs getting full quick kill. And predators are really good cash. As I said about the coyote, bear's going to be even a little bit better. But like 1,200 cash for a single harvest is really good. As for how that first shot missed, bears, when they're standing up, they have a weird thing. Like, they'll go back down on all 4 paws for just like a second. So it might have flashed down with that animation. I don't know. But we got it in the end. So yeah, as I said last time, for the next video, I want to have like something I can specifically explain if you guys have something that you want explained. So if you do, make sure you comment below. I'll try to pick whatever is suggested the most. So yeah, I think we're going to wrap this up. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.